it is asking us on 13 through 16 to create a rule. So general rule just means writing an equation. So we have a sub n equals the first term plus the common difference times n minus 1. So all I'm doing is I'm dropping this in. So I know the 13th term, so I need to write this down. I know the 13th. So the 13th term in my list has an output of 15. And I know the common difference is 4. Okay, so 4 is my common difference. And I need to figure out what is the first term. So think of this really quickly. Maybe there's a faster way we can do this. But let's look at this really quick. So we have n and we have a sub n. And we know the 13th term produces an output of 15. So we have term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll talk about the faster way of doing this in a second. This is the output of 15. Now, every time I go to the right, I'm going to add 4 because it's a positive 4. If I go to the right, like if I go to 14, 14 is going to correspond with 19. But if I go backwards, I need to subtract 4. So what does 12 belong to? Let's just do mental math. 12 goes with 11. 11 belongs to 7. 10 is 3. Negative 1. Drop back 4 is negative 5. Drop back 4, is everybody understanding right now? Dropping back 4 is negative 9. Drop back 4 is negative 13. You correct me if I get some math wrong here. Drop back 4 is negative 17. Drop back 4, you're doing the math for me, negative 21. Negative 25. Negative 29. And my first one would be negative 33. So this is my initial. This would be the first one in the list, the first output in the list. So this is my initial right here, and I'm given my common difference. So a sub n equals an initial output of negative 33 plus a common difference of 4 times n minus 1. And maybe your teacher allows you to leave it like this, but freshman year and junior year, what we tend to do is we tell you to distribute the 4 to get 4n minus 4, and then when you combine like terms, this would be your general rule called an equation. It's your general rule. And now we can check to see if we did that right. Like watch, if I plug in, for instance, let me grab a calculator here, because maybe I did something wrong. It's very possible I did something wrong. Let's check. If I plug in 10, I better get an output of 3. Let's check. If I plug in 10, 4 times 10 minus 37 better give me an answer of 3. It does. Does everybody see that? Like, let's try 12. So 4 times 12 minus 37 better give me an output of 11. And it does. I feel confident that this is the general rule, also known as an equation that represents when the common difference is 4. And when you have an n of 13, the 13th number on the list, the output is 15. Let's try one more. You guys decide. 14, 15, 16. What do you guys want to do? 16. Let's look at 16. So this means when I go to the 15th number, the output is 15. So I'm going to write n and a sub n, and I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I'm given the 15th number in the list, and the output is 15. Now, as I move to the right, I am adding 19 every time, but I don't want to be adding 19. When I go backwards, I have to do the opposite operation, so I'm subtracting 19. I'm grabbing a calculator. I'm not going to kill myself with this. 15 minus 19 is negative 4. Now, I'm going to tell you how you can be lazy here, because that's what we're going to call that efficient, not lazy. So take this. As long as you do it twice in here, it remembers the pattern. So 15 minus 19. Okay, I write it down. Then I subtract again, so I subtract 19 one more time, and that's negative 23. And then I just get to keep hitting enter every time to get the next answer. So enter is negative 42, enter is negative 61. And here's the deal. You don't have to make this list to get this. So here's again where I'm going to be lazy. You ready? I'm going to count. This is the output that corresponds to 11. I got to get it back to 1. So watch me be lazy. You ready? This is 11. Here's 10. I'm not going to write down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're wondering why do I have to go back to 1? Because in order to write this general equation, really is what it is, you have to know the very first number. So I don't really need to know any of these others. That's why I didn't write them down. So my first number is negative 251. The common difference is 19. We can see that we're adding 19 as we go to the right. N minus 1. I'm going to distribute the 19 to get 19n minus 19. And then when I take negative 251 and I add a negative 19, I end up with a negative 270. So how do I check to see if this is correct? Well, let's check and see. If I plug an 11 into this equation, I better get a negative 61 if I did it correct. 19 times 11, subtract 270, gives me a negative 61. I'm confident this is the answer.